by... Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the Two Old Gamers podcast. I'm Mark, and as ever I'm joined by...
Mike here, driving.
We're driving on our way up to Eurogamer, or EGX, in Birmingham. And this week we're joined by a very special guest.
My name's Burhan, and my gamer tag is at Exoskeleton BS.
Bullshit.
Gaming time at all, but I'm back now.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on?
Well, let's discuss the elephant in the room, which is I'm now back full on to Destiny.
Oh God.
Despite all of the slaggings off that I gave the game, because there was this limit to how far you could go if you didn't have a raid team in terms of light level. So I looked at the new expansion and had a good deal on the PSN, so I downloaded it, and I'm loving it now. It got released this week on the 20th September.
Yeah,
and the Rise of Iron is fucking awesome. Really like it, and you know, the game was always good. It just pissed me off majorly by putting this blockage previously, which was fixed in an April update, but obviously I've been off playing other things, so I've been playing Rise of Iron and not much else really recently. I'm trying to think back what I've been playing. Yeah, we've had the PlayStation update, which has enabled me to sort of file all my games into folders, which I really like, because I've got a lot of games that I've gone back down through my library and downloaded them. So I've got an arcade games folder and AAA games folder, and what's going to be more interesting and relevant to today is I've got a VR games folder, even though I haven't got any VR games.
very empty, that one.
Well, there's a lot of games that are, you know, we can discuss VR in a separate section.
As always.
Yeah. What other things I've been playing?
I'm going to say, yeah, so you're back into Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm back into Destiny. And I'm literally, you guys have been playing it for about a month now, haven't you? But I've just got my internet connected, so I'm rediscovering the Taken King, and I've not even tried the Rise of Iron. And yeah, sorry Destiny, we're very sorry. We like you again. Sorry. Yeah. Turns out though,
that bitch whore, the Division, took us away from you for a little while.
Yeah,
Like the extra woman. But what, as we always find in life, you know, the grass is always greener, and the Division is fucked at the moment.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, the Division at the moment is the new Destiny, because that game is broken
as hell.
Oh, there's no point. I don't play it. There's no point. It's too difficult.
I think I stopped playing it once we all stopped. Once Destiny came back, I've not played it.
Yeah, no. So I think. Oh dear. Oh, I was so invested in that game. I bought the book, the New York book, and I read half of it and then got bored.
I think it's probably the only game I've played constantly since, because we recently had a baby. So I've stopped playing it for a while, and then played Destiny for a while, and then as soon as I bought the Division, as soon as the little one went to bed, it'd be whack on the Division. But since then I've stopped and I've gone back to Destiny.
It's just the same old problem though, isn't it?
Yeah.
End game. It's just wrong. It's just no end game there. And
how far did you get, B? I remember us trying to get you to level 30.
I got to level 30. I think I got to about level 35, 36, and I gave up, stopped playing, went back to Destiny.
I mean, this is an interesting point, is that we have a little group of guys our age that play video games, and that's what I've been playing. And what happened is I was looking for like a multiplayer game to get the guys together again, because once the Division fell apart and your friends aren't on there anymore, it sort of loses some of the fun. So we picked up Rainbow Six Siege for not too much money. I think it's like 18 quid on the PSN store. And that game is really good because all the map packs are free, and it finances the map packs in the future by giving you cosmetic things to buy. So what I like about that game is that whoever, even if someone doesn't want to spend any money on any cosmetic shit, they're never kept out of the main game, which is pretty much totally multiplayer, by not having a map pack, you know?
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege is great, but what's weird is when you've been playing Destiny and you go and play Rainbow Six Siege, and Rainbow Six Siege controls feel really sloppy. Probably more realistic, but it's so noticeable, the difference in the mechanics of the aiming and everything.
But I mean, you know, you could, to be honest, you could actually say the same about any other game.
Yeah.
You know, Bungie, the one thing they do, and I've said this before, is they do shooting. That's what they do. You know, Halos, the shooting in Halo was the reason you came back to that game. And I think the way they handle gun handling and everything like that, that's why I think they're better than COD, they're better than Battlefield. You know, they have got it down to a fine art.
They've got the sweet spot, haven't they?
That moment, I booted up Destiny on Tuesday night, and I put my Hawk Moon pistol. I was going, I remember all of this, and I went onto Earth, and the first Dreb, or whatever they're called. What are they called? Dregs. Sorry, Dreb. Sorry, Dreb. Sorry, Dreb. Well, the first Dreg that I saw, and you just pulled off a shot, and his head came clean off. I thought, this is it. This is why I love this game.
Yeah.
But
well, what I was saying is that we're always looking for a multiplayer game, and that's sort of why I went back to Destiny as well, because one of our crew steadfastly refused to play Rainbow Six, and you weren't on. And
is that me?
No, it was.
I never jumped onto Rainbow Six.
It was our friend Peekaboo. He didn't fancy playing it.
No.
So I thought, well, you know, what's been great is I haven't had to wait a year for new content on Destiny because I've not been playing it.
Yeah, it's weird. I actually now feel that Destiny has now got the opposite problem to what it always had. I feel like, because I've given it a year gap, I now feel like there's too much content.
There is a shit ton of
There's too much to do.
You actually see the Rise of
coming
Iron.
Everywhere.
Rise of Iron, I mean, it will wear thin, but it has got this public event stroke cross between the Prison of Elders, where you get bosses and waves of enemies, but it's also turned into more of a public area version of that.
Right.
Yeah, what's it called? Something Forge.
Archon's Forge.
That's it, Archon's Forge. And it's a good place to level, like get gear and stuff, and shoot the crap out of stuff with randoms that can really get you out of the shit sometimes if you're in a level that is a bit too hard for you. But yeah, the idea was that we need to try and keep our group. We did a bit of GTA actually. This is because obviously our last podcast was a long time ago. We did the stunts, the cunning stunt stuff.
Oh yeah,
which was fun, but it really wore off very quickly.
But the next update.
Yeah, the gay biker gang.
The biker gang.
Oh right.
Yeah. Oh come on, you know you want to be in a biker gang.
Yeah, well I've actually deleted it off my hard drive, so I own it digitally, so I may have to
re-download that.
Re-download it, yeah.
No, that'd be fun. I mean, the one thing that GTA 5 has always given us is laughs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid. It's hilariously stupid.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's bought some games this week, didn't you?
I've treated myself this week to some games, I think. What
Tell us what you've been buying.
I got Skyrim on pre-order, which comes out on the 20th.
Oh, well, the new...
Yeah, the new one,
right.
yeah, with all the DLC. I bought Uncharted 4.
Amazing game.
No, I've not played it, literally.
Oh.
So I've got Uncharted 4. I bought the Nathan Drake collection, and I bought Pro Evolution Soccer 2017 because I used to play FIFA quite a lot.
That's meant to be quite good this year.
Pro Evolution's really good this year, to be honest. Literally, it's better gameplay than FIFA this year, I think. And it looks a bit more. And also, you can do like there's user content, so you can go to this site that gives you like all the kits, all the badges, and you can just import it into your PS4. All the new stadiums, you can upload it to your PS4, and it uses all that kind of content, like user-generated content. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
Really?
It's really good, yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's like
I know that.
it's like an F1 game I had once, where someone would spend years of their life making all the latest liveries, and then you can upload it. So because the games aren't licensed for them. So is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Kit?
Well, there's only like I think 10 teams in total that are licensed, so they're like the official kits and the official stadiums. The rest of them are unlicensed because FIFA owns all the licenses.
Yeah.
And obviously because it's a rival FIFA, FIFA not going to say you can use it. So there's users online that create all the content. You just stick your USB stick into your PC, download it onto your stick, put it into your PS4, import data, and it chucks it all on.
That's amazing. No, bearing in mind that this week's the week that Bethesda turned round and said, we can't do mods because of Sony. And all of a sudden, Pro Evo is essentially doing mods, user mods.
I don't know. That's a bit weird, because on Xbox One, mods work no problem. So
down to Microsoft's rules. That's
Sony
weird.
being a pain in the arse about it. I don't know.
Does that go down to a level of detail, like names of players and
it does everything.
squads?
It does everything for you. Squad numbers, player names, kits.
Is that a customised league you're effectively creating then?
No. It uses the same. It uses the same league. So it uses like the Bundesliga or the Italian league. It keeps all the leagues the same. It just what it does is just import the textures and all the data for each of the teams off the USB stick that users create straight into the game.
Well, I like the look of the Pro Evo because it uses Fox Engine. I think, seeing as we're all Metal Gear Solid fans, has anyone seen that trailer for that new bastardisation?
No, I haven't.
It looks shocking.
Go on, tell us,
But it's Konami, so I'm not interested. Survive.
That's
Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
To be honest, is it ever going to be as good as it was when Kojima was at it? Probably not.
No.
I mean, isn't it zombies?
Yeah, it's more
The
zombie.
premise is there's when the big oil tanker thing or whatever the fuck it is blows up and Snake fucks off on his chopper, everyone else that is on the tanker gets sucked into a time warp, and then they end up in this place where these sort of zombie things, and they got to survive it. Apparently, I heard
That happened to me last week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've had a lot of strange things happen to us.
It's weird.
But something to do with they're reusing a lot of the maps or assets from MGS5.
Yeah, I saw screenshots that was sort of like very. There was a deserty screenshot and there was a jungly screenshot, and I thought, right, that looks like Afghanistan and Africa.
Well, talking of which, there's in the 16 quid sale, I picked that up because I
looked at that.
all my games and I thought I'll buy that on digital because I will get back to it. Cause
I want to see how that definitive version, how they handle that, because
if they just slap together the two Ground Zero.
I don't know if they present it in a good way, with some menus or some, I may be interested in just getting it like a collector's piece.
Yeah. I really like Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes was fantastic.
Burhan played that as well.
I played it for a bit. I thought it was good. As a taster for what was to come. For 5, it was good.
Did you play 5?
Yeah.
Did you finish 5?
No.
You don't finish any games. You've got a baby.
That's what I keep thinking. I need to go back and finish Metal Gear Solid 5.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Because that game was good. I went on. I put a video on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I went on to Metal Gear Solid 5 on my birthday.
Didn't they bring a cake out
to get the cutscene of Revolver bringing you your birthday cake and singing a not happy birthday song because they would have to pay the licensing. It's very strange.
Who the fuck owns the royalties for Happy Birthday?
Nobody anymore. It's
public domain?
No, in America it's not.
Really?
Yeah, it was owned by someone who then Warner Brothers had bought the rights to the Happy Birthday song.
Off of whom?
Of whoever owned the rights before, some Mississippi family, I don't know. But apparently that expired this year and they've not renewed it. So people can now sing Happy Birthday in America on video.
Oh wow, That's very magnanimous of
it's
them.
the country of freedom. The country of freedom.
It's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that it's nice we've got a game that we need to keep having multiplayer games that keep our community together. So, and Destiny is one of the best communities.
Destiny is the game that really got us playing multiplayer again, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
The fact that people can drop along and help you rather than screw you over like the Division, because now I'm going to hate on the Division.
Yeah, now he's going to hate.
That's the difference. It promotes people to be cooperative and be friendly and not be arseholes. Yeah.
So let's talk about the thing that really matters. The comparison about the Division and Destiny that people really do want to know. I've not gone into the Rise of Iron yet, so I don't know. Destiny, Rise of Iron, or the Division, who has the better snow?
I think the Division has the best snow. You can't knock that. See, Division, fantastic looking game, but no end content. I mean, I paid for the season pass and I've sold the fucking game, so I don't give a shit. So
yeah, I'd never do that again. Buy a season pass of the game.
Why is it every time I buy a season pass, I get rid of the game before the content I wanted arrives?
Yeah.
I did it with Watch Dogs.
Is it just me though, or has making a complete game gone out the window now? What is it with keeping some DLC back? Before, why not just include it?
I think it's time frames to make these things. It takes so long, doesn't it?
Yeah, but people could do it before. Dreamcast, Sega could do that before. They just give you the whole game.
Yeah.
Why now you make a game and then you end up releasing 4 or 5 DLCs later? Because by like the second or third DLC, the user gets bored. They don't want the full DLC.
A lot of it is
money.
EA and forget EA and Activision, but some of the smaller sort of companies, they want to make some money off the game to make some money off the game to fund making the next DLC that they've got. You know, I think that's a thing. But with EA and I don't know why I'm singling out EA because it's mainly Activision. It's all down to marketing strategy. Oh, by the way, I see that Activision's been up to the same old bullshit.
What?
You see, this is pretty old now, but they re-released Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 on the PS4, and there's just literally straight ports, no optimization whatsoever. They're literally just really lazy ports, and they're charging 30 quid each. And it's like, you're joking me. Why does anybody want to spend
no one probably
£25 on a PS4 running version of Prototype that isn't enhanced in any way?
Yeah. Well, that brings me on to the other massive news, was the PS4 Pro announcement. Now that whole can of worms got opened up in basically like a mausoleum type press conference, where they did confirm the specs that had been released sort of, unofficially months ago. And I wasn't really looking forward to that, but after the conference, I'm watching it on my iPhone. Even though I couldn't see it in 4K, I'm sort of techno savvy enough to realise that 4K will be the future of everyone's TV moving forward. And so I've got my pre-order, and I know that Burhan has.
I've got my pre-order in as well.
Really?
Straight away. Yep, and I've got to buy it for my PS4 already. So.
Yeah. So after blatting out money on PSVR, which is one of the main reasons I'm not going for the Pro, is not for the 4K, because I haven't got a 4K telly yet, but to get better frame rates on something like Tomb Raider in 1080p is good news. The HDR functionality won't work unless you've got a fucking decent TV anyway, so I haven't got that, but I'm hoping that VR will benefit from processing power, because I know that they did show a version of a game called Farpoint, which they said they basically doubled the texture quality on a PS4 Pro version. So for future, not future proofing, but for making sure my VR kit remains relevant and has good experiences moving forward, I think that it's actually quite a good move by Sony. And the biggest reason it's a good move is the price, because it's only 50 quid higher than the price of the old PS4 that was 1 terabyte. Not now, of course, because they released the Slim, but at the time, the day before they released it, it was 300 quid for a 1 terabyte PS4.
I think the price is the biggest surprise for me.
I think it's good.
Yeah,
Double the power.
That powerful would have been maybe about 150 quid more than what.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go 450.
Yeah,
I honestly thought, oh yeah.
Yeah, and that would have really knocked it out of. That would have been like, do I really need this type of thing?
I think they released that to sit alongside the PS4 rather than be like surpass it. It's not really. Yeah.
I think 4K is going to be very interesting because this is one of the things, going back to EGX, the reason we're all in this car, going at the speed of sound, is that we want to, well, I want to see 4K game or something, just to see examples of what all this HDR resolution and all that sort of stuff is, you know. I want to see what it's like in person. I can understand the theory and understand how, you know, games are going to look richer.
I've seen 4K on 4K TVs running, and they're amazing. But that's all just sort of like demo footage of lions and tigers, and I want to see a game.
Yeah.
See,
but the thing I want to see, is the actual consoles.
Well, they got apparently PS4 Pro showing
Slim
4K.
Because I don't know why, but I don't like the look of the new ones.
Oh yeah?
No, I don't know. The photos that I've seen make it look like it's that sticky rubber.
Yeah.
It looks like a bit
it's not
weird.
shiny.
Yeah, no, it's just, it looks. The one when they leaked the Slim, when the guy got it really early, he put photos on the internet. I thought it looks like something made out of cardboard. It doesn't look. It's so bad. It doesn't look right.
Well, they've obviously used cheaper plastic finishing processes or something to get the price down. And to be quite honest with you, I don't give a fuck because it's in my cupboard most of the time. I don't even get to see it.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying. It's nice to have a console that that looks nice. We got like a triple decker version of the PS4 Pro, haven't we?
That's it.
So I think the weirdest thing about the whole thing was the conference was the strangest conference. It was a bit weird.
It was
very businesslike.
I mean, Mark Cerny did everything but wear a GIMP mask.
Yeah. That would have made it much better.
Obviously, he wouldn't have been able to talk with a Red Bull in his mouth,
but more interesting, aren't they?
I think it was very interesting that Sony chose that day and time to do their conference after Apple's keynote, and it was very much like an Apple conference. It was very businesslike and very. And then they revealed the PS4 Pro, and Jesus, that Pro add-on logo. I mean, did they just borrow it off Apple? I mean, it's literally what they're doing. It's like it's the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus. Here's the PS4 and the PS4 Pro.
That's it.
I'm quite happy with this mid-generation update because I'm lucky because I don't spend my money on anything else, so I can go, I'm buying that. Some people that may have just bought a PS4 might be a bit miffed, but I mean, you know, I look at it as I'm renewing my warranty by another 12 months. I've already looked at the trading price of my console, so they provided, they said you can transfer all of your data via Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
But you techie guys said that's not as good as just probably just deleting, just putting a new hard drive in, putting your name in and download. I mean, if all my games are digital anyway, might as well just then re-download all the ones I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
it keeps a game save online on your PSN Plus.
That's right.
So
you can just download your saves from the cloud.
You know you've got a good internet line, so you could just do that. You can just leave it running every day and do a little bit more each day.
So that's coming in November the 10th, is it?
Yeah.
And even though I wasn't interested in it, I've done my typical U-turn. I've actually pre-ordered Watch Dogs 2.
You haven't?
I have. Because they had it on a cheap pre-order on Amazon, and that's going to be a game that will use 4K.
I'll tell you what though, we need an Ubisoft game to play over Christmas.
What?
Because we're not going to be playing South Park now.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's got delayed. I'm really gutted.
I'm actually pleased because I've got time, so I've got so many other games coming. So let's so the 4K thing we will report back after once we get to the show. We'll give you our feelings on that. But for me, I'm going to be looking to get a 4K in March, maybe next year when the prices have dropped.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a big fuck off, 55-inch one, and then I'm okay for the next couple of years. Hopefully my PSVR. I might try PSVR today as well, but then there is the other thing as well. Why do it in like Mark said, in an allowed gaming hall when it will destroy the immersion? When I could get it at home and have my dog and my wife destroy the immersion.
I tell you what, I said that, and I always say I tried Oculus at EGX a few years ago, and I didn't feel as immersed as I could have been because there was no headphones or anything, so it was very good. And I don't think it's the greatest environment to try VR, but I tell you what, if they've got the Batman VR thing with the Batman ears on the thing, I'll play that. I'll play
I know they've got Battlezone available as a because this is what gets me. You have to pre-book to do a PSVR demo.
Yeah.
And those tickets went in the blink of an eye. There's a car up here with the exhaust taken off by the looks of it. So it went in the blink of an eye, and I'm getting past him before that falls off. That's looking very bad. That's totally fucking fallen off. That's his under tray, isn't it?
It's the under tray.
Not his exhaust.
Why is it always posh cars, expensive cars that fall apart?
Because there's a God. So we're hoping to see some VR. I mean, if we run, I suppose there's no point talking about what we're going to see there. We'll talk about it afterwards. But games you've got pre-ordered.
I was going to do. I'm not letting you get away with this.
Oh what?
No, I'm not letting you. This is our podcast.
Okay.
And if I want to talk about a game that I've been playing, I'm going to talk about a game that I've been playing that nobody else wants me to talk about. But I'm gonna.
What is it?
I'm gonna have my 40-minute discussion right now.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, shit. Forgot that came out.
I've forgotten I had it.
Yeah. Okay. I really loved it.
No Man's Sky is a fantastic game, and I constantly play it. I love it. It's amazing. It's everything I ever wanted. Hello Games. I was very careful in the lead up to this game over the last 4 years. When I was there at the beginning, where it was sort of like, is this game literally just scanning and that's it? And they've added so much more since then. I don't think my expectations were that high, so I don't feel disappointed. I don't feel like I've been betrayed by Sony's marketing. Yeah. I really love that game. I literally, I've spent a last sort of month offline, and that game I've played that. That's all I've done is play No Man's Sky.
I suppose you're pretty lucky that you can play it offline, unlike a lot of games.
Yeah,
you're screwed when the internet goes down.
Yeah, so
well, I really liked it. Just quickly to interject there, I got it and I played 50 hours of it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I could still play a bit more of this, but other things came along and took my eye off it, mainly Destiny and Rainbow Six, Siege, I think. But,
I mean, there's been and I spend a lot of time on the No Man's Sky Reddit thread, and as with most games these days, I think not a lot of the systems are explained very well. You've got to go and find it out.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dark Souls or even Destiny. I've had to go and read something about what the hell Infusion is and all of that. But
well, I couldn't get my fucking Sparrow when I first went back into Destiny. I couldn't remember how to summon it.
God,
it's pathetic.
But No Man's Sky, it has its problems. It does have problems, and I can see that this game is not for everyone. It really is a Marmite game.
That's right. I don't want to stop you there, but there's a McDonald's up here and I'm really hungry.
Hey,
But so keep it going.
no McDonald's Sky, so we're going there. So No Man's Sky is a space exploration game, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. And there's lots of people on Reddit saying, "Oh, this game is so crap. It's so repetitive." And yes, it is.
Well, it had me hooked for 50 hours.
You know,
It had me hooked
it's
for 34 hours.
Did it? Really?
34 hours into it, I was shocked.
When did you get time to play
That's
34
what I was
hours?
thinking.
But that game, I think that game is amazing. If you've had a stressful day at work,
That's a good chill game.
it's a
isn't it?
great
Yeah, it
game
is.
to just you're sucked in for an hour. I mean, I've had so many experiences in that game that are just phenomenal. You know, the whole thing of the first time I went to a stranded ship, I thought, oh, that ship's better than my ship. Oh, I'll take it, and just did it. And I didn't realise that if you take the ship, all the systems are broken and you've got to repair it all.
Restart again, yeah.
Yeah.
And I am literally on the most desolate planet ever. And I didn't realise this, and then something went wrong, and I couldn't get back in my old ship, and it's, oh my God, what's going on? I then literally spent the next 6 hours of that game feeling like I was on the film The Martian. I was having to go out in one direction from the ship for as far as I could, 50% of my oxygen tank, picking up as many resources, getting back, and then going off in the other direction, and eventually got. It was great. It was isolating. It was I felt alone, and
I got shot out from space. I was in a space battle, and those fuckers were shooting me. And as I was careening towards the planet's surface, I died. But then I respawned on the planet, and my ship was broken. I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And
It
I
was
think
annoying, but awesome.
every single patch they've done has improved it again. They've changed little things. There's more creature varieties now. There's a little bit more lighting. There's and I think they're doing well, and I'm quite pleased they've disappeared for a bit because they need to, and not be so vocal. But I think that game, come back to that in a year and it'll be amazing.
They could add
But
a ton of cool stuff. It needs like missions, really, doesn't it?
I still get chills burning down onto the surface of a planet from space. It just makes me feel amazing. Right, we're back. You don't know this, but we just stopped off for a cheeky McDonald's.
Yeah.
Lovely. Haven't had a nice breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
A Mac breakfast.
a Mac breakfast
Good bit of
A bounty
advertising.
after.
and a bounty afterwards.
Yeah. Nice.
So right, where were we? I was talking about No Man's Sky being the best game ever made.
Okay.
It's not.
Right.
So what was your starting planet like?
Shit. In a word, it was shit. I was telling Mike at work, it was cold. I had to find caves to keep warm. Couldn't find fuck all resource, so in the end I had to restart the game to get a different planet.
And you called that planet Blackpool. What was yours?
It was fairly rocky, a bit like a weird shit green colour, and pretty nondescript really. Which, as I was saying to you when we were coming out of the food hall, was one of the best things of No Man's Sky was that you'd encounter 10, 15, 20 boring planets, and then when you find one particular planet, the way I was playing it, I would go, oh, hold on a minute, this is cool. There's lots of gold and resources and nice stuff that I can mine, and that was when the game really was special, because I would then literally spend hours and lose hours in the game.
Yeah. I had a bit of a weird one when I started, because I got a nice planet, which is what I wanted. I wanted a nice planet.
You call it Hoth?
I called it Hoth. Of course I called it Hoth.
Yeah.
I've even got a stream of that moment up on my YouTube channel at Two Old Gamers on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then I had this weird problem. I loaded the game up, and the planets I discovered were no longer discovered by me. They were discovered by somebody else. and then I'd get in my ship, and my ship wasn't mine anymore, it was someone else's. And I looked up this user on PSN, and they were a valid PSN user.
Yeah.
And my whole save just went to shit, so I had to literally start again.
Yeah.
At which point I restarted the game and went for a brand new starter planet, 18 quadrillion planets to choose from. I got an ice planet that was almost the same as the one I started on before, so I called it Hoff 2, and moved on from there.
Nice.
But I mean, I agree with you. You know, some of the, I think it's really interesting that at the moment I'm finding myself, I'm addicted to moons. I love going to the moons on these planets, because the views when you're stood on the moon and you can literally see this massive planet towering over you, it's incredible.
Yeah, that does look special. Yeah.
And I know it's that whole open world thing of a few years ago of see that mountain, you can go there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a bit bizarre to try and show that game to someone and say, see that planet over there in the sky, let's go there.
Yeah.
But the thing that I find, you know, you have 15 or 20 planets that are very much the same, and then you find another planet, and the things that I've been finding is it's not the bountiful planets, the forest planets, or the loads of planets. It's actually, if you then go 15 planets in and you then find a dead planet,
Yeah.
that's amazing. To have this dead, lifeless rock, it's haunting, it's eerie, and it also then makes you appreciate normal planets for the next 10 planets, because it's just it's horrible being on a dead moon. It's literally scary. It's horrible.
As you said, it's just like the film Martian. I mean, it conveys that feeling of isolation, doesn't it?
I don't want to get. I think that if you got crash landed on one of those dead moons or dead planets in the game, I think you'd have a really hard time trying to get off it.
Yeah.
If you've got to refuel all your systems and everything, I tend to stick around as much as I dare.
They tend to have caves, don't they? Those sort of planets where they have all the minerals hidden, all the resources hidden underground, don't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm in love with No Man's Sky. I think it's everything I ever wanted. I'm looking forward to what they're doing, and I mean they're adding stuff all the time. Every week there's a new patch that's fixing some things and tweaking other bits and adding new light effects. And I think they've also changed the colour palette, because I think there's more variation now in planet colour.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to where that game goes.
Yeah, I'll probably tap it up in a year's time, or when there's news of a massive thing that actually gives me a bit more, maybe a bit of narrative and some missions or something to do, rather than just head towards the centre, you know. So yeah, I look forward to it. So looking forward to stuff. Let's talk about, we always go update our pre-orders. So I said earlier on, don't know if I said it, but I've pre-ordered Watch Dogs 2. Wasn't interested in it at all, but because of the 4K thing and the fact that I've just thought to myself, even though Mafia 3 is coming out, which is a world, 3D world, run around type thing, I fancied Watch Dogs 2 just because I wouldn't mind going around San Francisco, basically.
I think that Watch Dogs 2 is going to be the Assassin's Creed 2 of the Watch Dogs series. I reckon it is going to be, we've taken a note of everything that was wrong with the first game and got rid of Aidan Pierce, which is a good move, and then we're going to move on and make all those changes. I like the fact there's drones in it and things. I'm looking forward to it. I think there'll be quite good stuff in there. I did buy Mankind Divided that came out, but I actually traded that in. I had Madden's as well, which is very good as well, but I just thought I ain't got time to play these, so I trade them in, and I'm keeping the credit to offset against my Pro when it comes out in the future. So nothing wrong with Mankind Divided. It looks like a nicely better graphical version of the first one without the annoying boss fights which everyone hated.
Madden's is great. It had a franchise mode which I really enjoyed. What I've been doing is I've been picking up some of my older games on digital. Like I've got Shadow of Mordor. I don't really play that, but that's really good. Made by the guys that did the Mad Max game. It was fantastic. I picked up the Game of the Year edition for $15.99.
Yeah. That's
it's a great game.
That's a really, really, really good game.
Yeah.
It's a really good game. But by the way, during my offline period, I did sneak the PlayStation into work a couple of times to use their internet to download things, and I got back in. I put Mad Max and Just Cause 3 on my PS4.
I love Mad Max. It's great.
If you play Mad Max and then you go and play Just Cause 3 straight away, what happens is you delete Just Cause 3 because Mad Max is a better game.
It looks all beautiful, doesn't it?
You can tell that Mad Max game was done by the team that did the Just Cause games, and you can tell that Just Cause 3 is done by the offshoot team now. Mad Max is a brilliant game. Just as an offshoot on that, quickly, have you heard that George Miller has got his wish and that they're releasing a Blu-ray version of Mad Max Fury Road in black and white, the way he wanted it to be originally seen?
Oh, he did he?
Yeah, he wanted it to be in cinemas in black and white, so that added more power to it.
Yeah.
I really want to see that in black and white. That was an amazing film.
Yeah, they don't do that very often. That's the beauty of Blu-ray. There has been discussion about talking now going off another tangent, is the PS4 Pro doesn't have one of these 4K Blu-ray drives. I'm not bothered.
Do you know Sony's response though?
Well, they just say that it's streaming, isn't it?
They've noticed that the trend is now towards streaming video.
It is.
I think that's absolutely right.
It is. I like collecting Blu-rays. I collected some 80s classics recently, some Stallone ones, but after I watched them I thought, that was shit. So,
you got Cobra.
Yeah. Fucking Cobra, man.
I love that film.
I know. I thought I loved it as well until I watched it again, and then I realised it's actually a load of old rubbish. But
do you know the one that I picked up on Blu-ray really cheap in Sainsbury's? Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, I've got that.
Because that's the best film.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Oh.
I'm going to see John Carpenter in concert in November.
Oh, is he doing one of those concerts?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Camden.
Albert Hall. Camden.
And someone bought me a ticket for it.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go and see all the music from his films played live with his band.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I've got a few games I've downloaded. One thing I saw in the store this week that piqued my interest is the Metal Slug collection.
The anthology one.
Yeah.
Every Metal
Slug. Yeah. Because it was something like £9 just for Metal Slug 3, and I nearly bought it the other week because I got my arcade games folder.
Yeah.
And I've got Gallagher and a few other arcade games. I thought, I could do with a bit of Metal Slug, and now they've released the entire collection on PS4 for £16. So if they do a sale, I might go for that. Might try that out.
So what else you got pre-ordered?
Burhan, what you got?
You got anything pre-ordered?
Hardware mainly, PS
Hardware.
Pro and the VR.
So have you got a 4K TV already?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good to go?
55 inch, yeah, 55 inch.
God.
4K TV, so I'm ready to go, to be honest. I'm just waiting for the VR and the PS Pro, really. Yeah. I've recently purchased BioShock the Collection, which...
Yeah, I want to get that.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good value, really.
Yeah.
3 games and all the DLC.
Yeah. Minerva's Den is supposed to be the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I waited out in the PS4 yesterday and give that a go. It's good.
Yeah.
As much as I love BioShock Infinite and its crazy ending and everything.
Did you finish
It didn't feel like a BioShock to me, though, to be fair, compared to the first one.
It didn't. Being in the sky lost something.
Yeah.
Being underwater, there was a more of a
BioShock feel to it.
trapped.
Yeah.
So like, oh my god, what's going on? Anyway, I have no pre-orders at the moment.
Right.
but that's mainly because I went to change my address on Shop2, and it said, oh, by doing this, changing your billing address, we've now cancelled all your pre-orders. And I haven't been bothered to go back and put them in. I only had one. I had South Park pre-ordered.
Oh, okay.
And I just thought, oh well, that's cancelled. That's delayed until next year now.
Yeah. They've also delayed the new Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah. Well, that's not a surprise.
No. And
mind you, they delayed Gran Turismo 4 for God knows how long, for the PS3.
It's not a Gran Turismo game unless it's delayed for at least 18 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Whilst they re-render hubcaps.
Yeah. Or record the noises for the car.
I think games I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I'm looking at this autumn's release schedule, and I'm kind of going.
I'm quite excited.
I don't know.
Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the special edition with a VR mission included.
No, so I'm looking at this as very much. I'm probably not going to get into VR.
Let's talk about COD.
Yeah, I like it with chips.
Yes. Well, again, I've done a U-turn on that, and I saw the recent single-player trailer. Plus, I saw some footage from the remastered Modern Warfare 1. Comes with a zombies game and a VR mission as well. Seems to be a good thing. I thought that's not a bad value package. You can't knock COD for value. Whether I play the multiplayer on the new game, probably not. But I really loved Modern Warfare 1. Have any of you guys seen the footage from that?
Yeah. They've done a good job. They've done a really good job on that.
It looks awesome.
I have to admit, I think Activision and Infinity Ward have done a fantastic job of turning around the shitstorm.
Yeah.
Because that first trailer did not go down well, and I thought it was awful. That first trailer was awful.
I saw the Battlefield
Don't use David Bowie.
beta.
I
saw Battlefield 1 beta and my stepson was playing it. I'm like, yeah, it looks good, but I'm not really into
Nothing
it.
special to be fair.
So I was offline, so I missed all these wonderful betas. I think Battlefield 1 had a beta. I think there was a beta for something else I wanted to play, and I missed out.
For Honor.
Oh yeah, the For Honor beta.
I downloaded the beta and I never even loaded it up. I couldn't be arsed.
So I missed out on all these betas, but I saw screenshots of the Battlefield 1 beta, and I actually thought it was Battlefront. I thought it was photos from a new Battlefront DLC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
which came out this week, the Death Star
one.
Death Star came out. I haven't touched it yet because Destiny's got me by the gonads at the moment. Again.
So, yeah, Call of Duty for the first time in years, and I mean years. I might get that.
I think
that looks really good.
Well, if we can, because I love Modern Warfare 1, and at least jumping into that multiplayer, you'll have some retained knowledge of the maps.
I think that's probably why a lot of people have gone for that one, because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got to buy a bigger edition, haven't you, to get the Call of Duty 4?
It's called the Legacy Edition, right?
Yeah. Is that like 70 quid?
Well, it's 65 quid on Shop2. Yeah, but you're getting a massive value package. You're getting all the Modern Warfare 1 story missions. You're getting all the multiplayer maps, and they're releasing 10 at launch, and then the other 6 will arrive before December.
Yeah.
For free. You get Kit Harington as the new bad guy in Infinity Wars, and I think quite interestingly, it's because they're so different, because one's set in space and the other one is more classic. I think that's a good package for them. It's actually a good idea for them. There's a weird 80s sort of Night of the Living Dead type, Return of the Living Dead type vibe for the zombies mode. So I'll fuck around.
Have they revealed which celebrities are in the zombie mode this year? Because it's always celebrities now, isn't it?
Yeah.
As the characters.
Yeah.
I want it to be Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Bruce Campbell, and Pee Wee Herman.
Nice.
That would be amazing.
They're the people that recurringly appear in your sex dream.
Make that happen.
So yeah, COD. I'm looking at Watch Dogs 2. I've recently added to my list of shame that I'm going to get.
I'm still doing a fantastic job of avoiding every single video and anything to do with Mafia 3.
Yeah, me too.
I'm avoiding it all.
It's looking good from what I have seen.
Yeah, I just don't want to. And somebody was streaming it.
Really?
Last week. So early copies went out to the press or something, and some guy was streaming it on YouTube.
Oh, what a prick.
And I did catch a little bit of it, and it looked like...
The soundtrack alone's going to make it worth buying.
It looked good. It looked alright. It looked good. I didn't see enough to make a decision.
We've never had an open world game set in the 60s, have we? So I think that's going to be really interesting.
You know, that's the kind of statement you make where people then go onto Wikipedia and then say, "Oh no, it's this game."
Well, tell me.
I can't think of a game set in the 60s.
You had
Stubbs the Zombie.
No, you had that really cool game that came out from, what was it? The one where they had the really good facial stuff and they would lie to you.
I know this is really stupid.
LA Noire.
LA Noire.
LA Noire,
yeah.
1940.
Yeah.
I know this is really stupid, but we actually have just made a complete blunder.
What?
There's no open world game set in the 1960s. Godfather 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the 70s.
Which is what?
That was the 70s.
No, it was the 60s.
It was the fucking 70s.
It was the 60s. What was Godfather 3 then?
Sorry,
was that the 80s?
Open world game that
There's a policeman.
no, I need to go over here. Got to go in the M6.
You do, yes.
I was going to say there's no open world game that has been set in that time period on the PS4. So
No, you're really narrowing it down.
I am correct.
Yes. On the PlayStation 4, there has not been a game based in the 1960s that is also then an open world game on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, so I'm totally
This
correct.
year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In October.
Definitely.
So yeah, it looks great. Mafia 6 looks the nuts.
I think Watch Dogs 2 will be good. I'm now at that point of the year where I'm looking at what am I getting and what am I putting on my Christmas list.
Yeah.
So I think Watch Dogs 2 is going on the Christmas list. My big pre-order, that is actually not a pre-order, it's on my Christmas list.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I want for Christmas is a mini NES.
Oh yeah.
Remade mini NES.
I want a mini NES.
When is that due out?
November.
November, yeah.
I think that would look absolutely awesome in my new TV room. Mini NES.
I'm not so keen on that. I want them to bring out a mini SNES. That was the Nintendo console that really was my first Nintendo anyway.
I think it makes sense that, if this is officially licensed Nintendo stuff, if the mini NES does well this Christmas, surely next year they'll bring the mini SNES.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's great. Nintendo are surprising people left, right and centre with that Mario Runner
I'm also
thing.
I'm notified for that, and
also
Pokemon Go still a thing. I still like that.
There's been lots of rumours surrounding NX, and one of them is that all the information you've heard in the press over the last 2 months is complete bullshit. It's like smoke and mirrors released by Nintendo.
So it's not a handheld?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they've been releasing all this information, that they've got these detachable controllers and things like that. And I think it's mainly about the power. They said it was this Tegra chip and all this sort of stuff. People are actually saying that the people that make the chips said that there are 3 big chips that they make, and 2 of the people have announced them. So we're talking Scorpio and cartridge that can be shared amongst consoles. I think that's what the concept is. You have a console at home that you put your cartridge in, and then when you want to go on the go, you plug that same cartridge into a handheld.
Right.
That's
okay.
what I'm thinking. Is why they've gone the route of the cartridge base.
That sounds that would be a more expensive setup.
Well, what it means is that there's two elements to the package. There's two elements to the purchase.
But when we're looking at, if you look at gaming laptops, right at the moment, you look at Alienware's version of gaming laptops, you have it undocked, and it's a less powerful machine, and you plug it into a dock, and it uses the GPU in that.
Oh yeah, I think that's
if they're going to do that, I'm sure that's the way they'll do it.
But they're sort of debunking now, maybe, that the rumours of some of the patents and the Tegra chip, because it isn't that as powerful as Tegra. They're saying that because of the chip manufacturers, that the Nintendo may be having something up their sleeve. I don't know. Well, they have got something up their sleeve, but
I mean, it's
amazing. No one's actually leaked a picture of this bloody thing yet.
Is this a dawning of a new future? Yeah, when we get who came out on stage on the Apple conference? Shigeru Miyamoto came out on the Apple conference stage. Is the NX actually a code name for iPhone 8?
I hope not.
And that's what it is.
I fucking hope not.
The NX is Nintendo's app for the iPhone.
The way you slice it, the DS is going to be history. They're going to have a console. I think their concept is that they're linking the two together. You'll have a home console and a handheld, and I'm sure that you take the cartridge from one and slap it in the other, so you don't have to double buying your games.
I think that is the way it definitely will be, because I think what Nintendo are focusing on is they're not focusing on the West and what we want out of console. They're focusing on Japan, and the fact of the matter is, in Japan at the moment, console gaming is dead.
Yeah.
They're all into mobile gaming. Even handhelds so much. It's just literally mobile games, mobile phone games, and they need to tap into that market. So if they release a device that you can use on the go and at home, they're hoping to. It's what they need to do for Japan, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, most of their sales didn't come from Japan though for the Wii, did it? So they've got to have an eye on the West as well.
No, I know, but I mean, it's
if they can cover both markets with one product, then they've done what they want to do, really, haven't they?
I mean, if you take a look, you have to take a look at the Japanese market. The Japanese, if the Japanese start buying your console, they'll buy everything. Yeah, that's the way it works. The amount of Vita games that are still coming out on the Vita in Japan every week compared to over here. The PSP survived for 3 or 4 years just on Japanese releases. In Japan, there's much. I still think the Japanese market to a Japanese company is bigger than the Western market.
Yeah. Well, the global success of Pokemon app recently, even though it's not intrinsically Nintendo, they got shares in the company. They must realise that you've got to look outside of your own borders to make the big money.
I'm thinking of pre-ordering the Pokemon Sun Moon 3DS.
Yeah, you said.
I might get that.
3DS. I tried it when I went to this trade show I went to. I think I'm going to check them out today. Actually, they're really good fun. Really good. But I just don't have time to fucking play one.
I made a massive mistake. I went and bought a new 3DS, and I got the little one. And I know I should have got the bigger one. I should have got the bigger one.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, on a side note, is a very sad day.
Yeah.
I'm trading in my Vita.
How much do you get for trading on that?
£40.
It's not a lot of money, is it?
No.
Why don't you keep the hardware for 40 quid?
Because I want a 2 terabyte hard disk for my PS4.
Oh, right.
And now that I've moved house, I have no money.
Yeah.
But now that I'm on a shit internet connection, I need a hard disk that's bigger, capable of storing at least 20 games.
Yeah. That don't have to have the internet on all the time.
Yeah, it's like I'd like to play Until Dawn because I've still not finished it.
Yeah, that's a big doubt. That's a big.
But that's got a massive 40 gig patch, and it's like, well, I'm not going to keep deleting that to fit something else on. So now it's.
Are you going for a hybrid drive?
No, I'm doing the old. I'm going to get that Seagate external USB for 60 quid and crack the case open, put the disc in. It's the cheapest way of getting a 2 terabyte for a PS4.
Oh really? Why is that?
Just because of the way they're selling it. It's literally, if you can buy the drive in a caddy for £62 on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I think the drive that's actually in it is £70.
So
it's just the way
what damage can you possibly do then when you do something like that?
So what? The drive?
Yeah.
Nothing. I could break the caddy, and if I break the caddy, I won't cry over it.
No, I'm just saying, how is it all fixed? Can you actually screw the drive up by breaking it open, or?
No.
How's it held together? Just
the plastic clips and the connector.
Connector and some clips.
Oh, okay.
It's a standard SATA drive.
Yeah.
So the caddy has literally just got a SATA adapter in the back that converts to USB.
Oh, okay.
That's the other way you can do yours, mate, as well.
Yeah.
I'll just take the SSD out of my PS4 and stick it in the Pro.
Yeah.
And sell mine with the hybrid that I put in there prior to that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a hybrid 2 terabyte when I get my Pro, but obviously not immediately. But it takes so long, doesn't it? Transferring files.
If you were going to put a new drive in a Pro, wouldn't it be better going full SSD? Because the hybrids don't offer that much of a performance.
SSD would be as much as a fucking console.
I know, but
no, fuck that. I'm buying PSVR, mate. I've got a shit ton of games coming on that. You know, I've literally got a ton, and I looked at the list of PSVR games that are in production at the moment. The list is massive. 300 plus titles are in production for VR. There's not been a lot of advertising for it though, is there? Probably because all the pre-orders are sold out. I know some people are going to cancel at last.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not big enough.
Sony are brand leader at the moment, and Sony know that. So they know that the people who have got PlayStation 4 probably already know that VR's coming. They've started advertising it on the storefront, on the PS4. You know, they've got, you know, and essentially for them that's free marketing, isn't it? If they put your own adverts on your own store.
Yeah.
I'm sure that 2 weeks before release date they'll start hyping it up.
Yeah. I suppose. There's the game shows. I don't know how many million they're thinking of manufacturing.
I don't know.
I don't even know how many pre-orders there are. Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to most. Less than 3 weeks now until PSVR comes out.
Sony have got a big year again. You know, the PS Slim in September, PSVR in October, and PS Pro in November.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sneak that one past the.
This isn't the Sony of 4 years ago, who was like very much begging you to buy a PS3. It's amazing how it's changed.
Yeah. Are you recording still?
I'm recording.
So PSVR Batman Arkham is meant to be great. Battlezone is meant to be top draw. Russia Blood, I'm looking forward to. The Ghost Train with Shotguns game from the people that did Until Dawn.
That looks like basically VR House of the Dead.
Yeah.
Which is all, that's it. That's all you need to put on the box.
Perfect. Star Wars, I don't know. They announced yesterday that Drive Club VR is going to be a full price release, which is good and bad, really. I've heard that it's amazing, and if they're going to release a fully fleshed out separate VR game, then I can delete Drive Club off my hard drive and
I think Drive Club in VR. I think Drive Club in VR is the game that will make you throw up.
No, I don't think so.
I think it will.
No.
That Drive
Normal
Club.
driving doesn't make me throw up.
Yeah, but
Makes the passengers throw up, but not me.
It's the whole VR sickness is down to the fact that your body knows it, your brain knows that you're in a room not moving, but you're moving, and you're confusing it.
Well, I'm only judging by reports. Like PlayStation Access has some good videos with VR. Riggs is looking incredible. Some of the recent trailers.
I like the fact that I read an article about the developers of that Until Dawn thing. They were saying when we first looked at VR, there was a sort of like a conference or something they went to where people said, "Oh, this is the kind of things you shouldn't do if you want to avoid people. You can't make people be sick in VR." So they took the list of all the things they said not to do and said, "Right, we're doing these."
Really?
How far can we do this?
Well, there's lots of scary games coming out on VR. Obviously, Resident Evil 7, they released a new update to their demo, didn't they?
Yeah, they've added a new area and new bits. And
Have you tried that?
I haven't. No. I deleted it off my system, and I haven't had a chance to put it back on.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7. I really hope that game works, because
everyone.
What a departure from the series to go that route. But also, it's almost like a big kind of Capcom saying "fuck you" to Konami for canning Silent Hills and PT.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Death Stranding.
Yeah, we won't see that for another 3 years.
What the hell is that game? Hideo Kojima came out in Tokyo this week at the Tokyo Game Show and explained that game a little bit more. I have no idea what it's about.
Still don't know what it's about.
No, not a clue.
He said there'll be multiplayer, didn't
We don't know what the single player's about, let alone multiplayer.
There could be, there might not be. I mean, it could. Who knows?
he? I think it's not even worth talking about that really.
The guy,
out, really.
the guy from The Walking Dead's in it. And that's all.
Yeah.
Probably. Sorry, it's been really early start for us today, isn't it?
It's 9 o'clock.
Feels like we've been in the car since about 5 o'clock in the morning.
It does. I know. I often feel that way when I'm sat here talking with Mark.
Yeah.
But yes.
Moving on.
Whoa. Hello everyone. We're literally just leaving EGX now. Now, poor old Mark, he didn't have the entry until 11 ticket, whereas me and Burhan, we had the 10 o'clock entry ticket. But as it happened, the first thing we did when we went in was me and B, we queued at the Battlezone VR booth, because I wasn't going to try VR, and I thought, no, I'm here now, I think it might be worth having a go. So we were queuing there for an hour, and then Mark just walked up, jumped in the queue. But to be fair, he was queuing for an hour outside, so that's the only difference.
I was actually sat in Starbucks.
There you go. So
I walked in, I queued 10 minutes before the doors opened. Sorry.
So what, Burhan, what did you think about your first ever VR experience, knowing that I know you got it pre-ordered?
Awesome. I'm glad I did pre-order now, to be honest.
Explain what happened with the thing.
Stick your headset on. I don't know about you, but my eyes took a while to focus for it. It took ages for me to focus, like a good maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
But once I was into it, it was great. It's like a virtual tank. I mean, I've never played it before. I think it's a retro game, isn't it?
Well, the original was Vector Graphics.
Yeah.
I think it was Atari.
Yeah.
Battlezone, where you had like tracks, like proper tank tracks, and you had to shoot.
This is the second reboot.
Yeah.
They did it in the 90s as well, and that was an awesome game.
Yeah.
No, well worth it. I'm glad I did it. I wasn't gonna, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah. So Mark, how about you? What do you think? Because
so I mean, my last VR experience was 2 years ago at EGX on Oculus DevKit 2s, and it was just sort of like that random experience type developer demos.
Yeah.
So going from that to what Sony are putting out, there's a world of difference. I was a bit worried because when I put the headset on, the Battlezone demo, you start in like a cocoon, don't you? And I thought there's a bit of hiss on the visor.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, it's like Vaseline's smeared on the, it's something in front of the screen. I thought, oh no, is this the quality? But as soon as you got into the main bit, it really clears up. The immersion is great.
Yeah.
I felt myself trying to remember to move my head around, because when we were queuing up, we noticed there were a lot of people who were just literally not moving their heads, dead straight.
Because it's a new concept, it's a new way of playing games. A complement to normal gaming, I think.
I think it's just cost me a lot of money.
Definitely.
Because I can see where it's going to be. I think it's going to revolutionise PlayStation gaming. I honestly do. I'm really pleased that Sony have done what they've done.
Well, I firstly would like to say that the headset was very light. There's hardly any. I didn't notice when I was wearing the headset at all.
It looks like a heavy headset though. When you're looking at it, it looks.
It's very fragile, I would assume. Actually, didn't feel fragile. The build quality felt good, which when you buy the first run of anything, normally the hardware is actually built. The plastics are better and things. It's when they cut down costs and things. That's when things start getting a bit flimsy and stuff. But build quality was great. I couldn't get the bloody thing in focus because I thought you had to twiddle a button to get the screen in focus.
Did you get the old talk through of the two buttons?
Yeah.
There's a button on the back for the headset.
It took me about 10 seconds to
I did. When I got the headset on, I then used the visor button quickly to go backwards and forwards, and that kind of helped focus.
Well, I found that first I tried it with my glasses, and it was I was freaking out. I said, "This isn't in focus." And I was thinking, "Oh my god, are my eyes so bad that it's not going to work?" And what it is, it's the placement of the actual gear on your head. It has to be in a certain place on your head, and that achieves the focus. So I had my glasses on, and I didn't even feel like I had my glasses on at all. And a lot of people have said that is really an impressive part about the headset, is that it really takes the comfort level is superb on it, So anyway, so I put it on. And you go through this thing, you look, and I thought, I did like Mark said, I had a look round, look behind me, had a look at the seat, looked like there's this leather seat behind me, there's all these readouts, and then you look down at your hands and there's a controller floating in the air there, which moves
with your movement.
The light detection system they've got with a PlayStation camera and the lights is incredible. There felt like there was no latency to me as well. No. You pressed the button, it happened. There was no like delay or anything like that. Everything was running perfectly, and I was just wowed. It's true what they say. The sense of scale when you're lowered, raised up into this hangar, you look around and you can see how high it is. And watching a normal 2D video game, you're not going to get that. So. And I was just blown away by it. I can't wait for PSVR. I think it's not going to be a game of the year for me this year. It's going to be the PSVR is the gaming experience of the year. And I played it, and a couple of times I was chucking the tank around, and when I was then moving my head, a couple of times I got a little bit of a weird brain fade where it sort of felt like I was moving but I wasn't moving, and that's where the nausea comes in. But after a while I worked out what I was doing that was making me feel like that, and then I changed the way I was playing it, and I just didn't want to leave that world. I was playing it, and then the demo ended and I was like, wow, absolutely amazing.
So the demo is basically, it's the classic Battlezone. You're shooting tanks in an arena. But the bit that I like was, there's tanks, there's a wave of tanks, and there's another wave of tanks, and then some towers. But then all of a sudden, there's drones fly in.
Yeah.
And it's when the drones fly in and you're lifting your head up and using the reticle to aim. That is when it just sort of like
it all falls into place.
it just becomes natural. You know, you're looking up, you're firing, you're turning around. I'm noticing things in my peripheral vision. That there's some tanks to my right. I'm looking down to check the radar. I was checking the weapon stats as well on a console, but to the side of me. It was instinctive.
The resolution that they say is it's not as high res as an Oculus or something like that on a $2,000 PC. Yeah, initially I looked at it, I thought, oh, this looks a bit sort of almost like a CRT version of the game. But once I was in there, it just disappears. That you get immersed, and the immersion. You know, I mean, we saw some other games, didn't we? What other VR games we saw?
So we went and saw.
We didn't try them out. We just saw the screen version.
No, this is all the official PlayStation stand had a VR booth, which you had to apply for months in advance, and they were all booked up. So, but they had. So the things that stood out there, I think, Drive Club
VR was one of them.
Definitely, which finally does what a driving game should do, which is allow you to look into the corner.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Farpoint, I thought looked really
good. Yeah.
Starship
which is
Troopers.
kind of like.
I thought the one
that could be the beginning of Destiny.
The one I thought looked better than some of the videos I've seen was the London Heist. Even though it's fairly sparse,
yes.
I thought it looked really good.
I mean, I know, and I think is it PlayStation Worlds?
VR World.
VR World. It has the ability to be the PSVR's Wii Sports. You know, part of me's annoyed that they haven't bundled it in, because I think they need to bundle that could have been a Wii Sports for them. You know, just bundle that in.
Well, I think they bundled in the demo disc that's coming with it.
Yeah.
I think one of them, like the Shark Cage experience, is one of the things they bundled in, or maybe they bundled elements of it. There's one you don't see very often. Oh yeah, we didn't see Street Luge. That looks fun, going down a massive hill, breakneck speed on a luge. That looks fun.
I think. I mean, we saw a good collection there of James Robinson, Journey, which looks interesting. I was surprised with that Robinson. The guy we saw playing it was using a controller, and I thought that was going to be 2 move controllers. And we've also seen the different types of control schemes. So the guy doing the London Heist one was using 2 moves to interact.
Farpoint
was using a gun controller.
He says it's a dedicated peripheral. No, it's a dedicated peripheral. Yeah, you don't slot your move controllers or anything into it. It's you buy it as a unit.
Right. Okay.
So that's probably going to be a 30 quid extra. But it adds. I think what they're talking about. If you've got something like a steering wheel for a driving game, that will add a lot more immersion to the thing. Although Battlezone,
it's going to be one of them games you have to buy steering wheel and pedals.
Right, okay. Maybe
well, I won't bother with that, but yeah, I know what you mean. If you've got hands on your steering wheel and you see the steering wheel with the hands in front of you, it all sort of correlates.
Mind you, if you've got the like we just said, the light, the camera sensing the lights like that, there's no reason why you couldn't do what the Wii did with those little steering wheel plugins. You know, that's a good, you know, if you're steering
Isn't there
by
one
rotation.
For the PlayStation already?
Possibly.
I think there's a steering wheel, or was it? It might be in the Wii U. I don't know, but there's something where you can put this controller in the middle.
There's definitely one for the Wii U. That's a Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So I mean,
talk about. I was already sold on PSVR, but now I'm itching to just. When it turns up, I mean, Battlezone is going to be a day one purchase. They said it's going to have a retail release, but at the moment it's on the store at like 50 quid.
So the Battlezone booth, which is the only way you could play PlayStation VR without an appointment.
Yeah, we just queued up.
Was being fronted up by the developers, who are from Rebellion, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
they did Alien.
And the guy there, I had a nice little chat with him, and he confirmed to me they were running it all on PS4s. That nothing was running on PS4 Pro. He said they hadn't even, because the PS4 Pro's been quite late announced and released. They've not even thought about PS4 Pro and what they're going to do with it. But he's also confirmed that Battlezone is going to have cooperative multiplayer.
Yeah.
Rather, they're not got competitive multiplayer in there, but they're not ruling it out later. So that, you know, I think, judged by that demo, I'm sold on PSVR. And then looking at the other games they had, Batman wasn't there, which I thought was interesting. I thought they would have had that.
Arkham VR.
I thought Arkham VR would have been there at some point.
No, we basically just walked around and looked at stuff. As you get with these shows, you always get some people willing to queue for 3 hours to play Call of Duty. Christ knows why, because we all know it's going to be the same game reskinned every fucking year, pretty much.
I think this year was different for me because this is the first time that I've gone to EGX where we were just meeting up people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, meeting up people, and so that was good.
Yeah.
But like we said, so
highlights of the show for me were Final Fantasy 15 looked good.
the boy band game.
Oh, that looked good. Yeah. I also liked Street Fighter 5 because I've not seen it running, and they had this sort of esports thing going on. And I thought, well, that looks all right. That'd be a bit of fun. So I just bought it from my Shop2 credit for 18 quid. So it's coming tomorrow. So I'm going to have a little bit of Street Fighter action while I'm not playing Destiny.
It's coming tomorrow and it'll be traded in by Monday.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter if
I didn't get on with it. Oh, okay.
No. I used to play Street Fighter shit ton on the SNES back in the day. So it's not, I thought it looked better than Tekken 7. Tekken 7 looked rubbish.
Something's happened since the SNES days. Is you got old.
Yeah, I know.
And your reactions are rubbish.
I can still button mashes with the rest of them. What else I thought made me go, yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, we had a Mafia presentation.
Mafia, that was good.
Mafia 3.
So Mafia 3, not playable.
No.
And it's that whole thing again. I've said this before when we go to EGX. Your game's due out in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and you're not got it playable on the show floor.
It's suspect, isn't it?
It's always a bit worse. And the last time I said that, it was Assassin's Creed Unity. But I don't think this game will suffer from that at all. I just thought it was just a...
Well, in a way, you've got more people to experience and sell the game to in a massive cinema type thing than
I think
queuing up and not being able to play the fucking thing. You know, unless you've got a pre-order seat or something.
I think the thing is that like this year's EGX seems to be a bit sparse.
I mean, there's tons of stuff there to go and see.
Lots of that. I mean, it's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
But
there's no Ubisoft
notable
there.
Missing people.
Dishonored was there. They had Dishonored 2, which I'm not fussed about.
It was mainly about Sony, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
No Nintendo stand, no Microsoft stand.
Nintendo
no
was
Ubisoft.
woefully missing from that. I would have thought they'd have had just Breath of the Wild fucking running on a few consoles. That was a bit remiss of them.
Well, Pokemon Sun Moon. Yeah, that's their big game.
Yeah.
This year. But yeah, so that it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Highlight for me again, Gran Turismo. I think that's going to be good.
Gran Turismo looked good.
Gran Turismo running.
Gran Turismo looked very good.
Yeah, Call of Duty looked good, but we didn't really see it.
Didn't really see it, mate.
It was literally the PlayStation VR show.
Yeah.
Really. Which is good for VR.
There's a few indies
it establishes
there.
it.
Sonic looked good, didn't it?
Sonic Mania looked good. I thought about going and playing it, and then thought, do you know what? The queues are always a problem. I don't want to queue for stuff anymore.
No. When we got on technically is like not a busy day, Friday.
What else did we see? There was a lot to see. There's still a lot to see, even with those people missing. I had a quick look around the sort of like indie, the res section, and saw Tokyo 42, which is a game I'm looking forward to on PS4.
Is it PS4?
Yeah, so it's like a mashup of the original Syndicate and GTA 1, set in a futuristic Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're an assassin, and you've got to go and kill targets around the country, around the city.
Yeah.
And it's done in that sort of like, you remember the over-the-top isometric destruction you did in the original Syndicate? It's kind of like that. It looks really good.
So do you know what price that's going to come out at? Or?
No, it's probably going to be around the sort of 15 quid mark, I would have thought.
Yeah.
It's not due out till next year.
Oh, okay.
But there was some good little, some of the res games, as always, I find that to be the most interesting part of the show, because you don't know what you're going to see there. There's always some wild and wacky different types of games.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I had a walk round, but as I said, when you're a grown-up, so to speak, and you've got a bit of money, and I mean, I've pretty much pre-ordered everything that's going to be coming out anyway, so it's sort of like, well, I don't need to go to a game show, but the fact that I've got my hands on the VR, that was for me was like, that was worth the trip.
Did you see this? This was in the res section, and it was running on HTC Vive.
Oh yeah, so 4K.
But I'm wondering if it's the kind of thing that would end up on PS4 VR maybe. There's a game called Shopkeep.
Right.
Where you are
virtual corner.
You're the shopkeep of a fantasy shop. You know, like the heroes are coming to you, and they're giving you your lists, and you've got to run around. You've got to look around the shelves and pick up the right things off the shelf with the controllers.
Sounds like work.
It sounded like really good fun. It looked really cool. I watched someone play it. It was quite funny. Done in a very comical sense.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even with, I mean, I don't know what the outlay is, but the trouble is with a VR demo, you got to spend time sticking on someone's head, familiarising them with the controls,
cleaning it,
and then you got to give them enough time to get into that experience. So it's a 10 to 15 minute turnaround for every person that plays. So if you've got 10 booths, you can only get 40 people every hour through. Now, how many people attended this thing? Thousands.
Yeah.
Absolute thousands. So that's the thing, isn't it? You're never gonna be able to fulfill everyone's, thanks mate. You're never gonna fulfill everyone's, chance to have a go on some tech, Don't you go on the outside of me, you mofo.
You went over to the we went into the over 18 section, literally the smallest section of the show. Now usually that's quite large.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They didn't have nothing there, to be fair, did they?
Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2,
and Gears of War 4.
Not interested in any
and South Park.
That was it.
At which point, so South Park, I think, was Ubisoft's only showing at that game, at the whole show, and it was running on 4 stations, but with their nosulus rift, which is the nose thing.
Who's going to buy that piece of shit?
Now the thing is, I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke that is. It's not going to be. No one's going to buy this piece of hardware. It's not for sale. I think it's just like a marketing thing, taking a swipe at Oculus.
Right.
So you basically put the thing on your nose, and when you press the fart button in game, it makes fart smells in your nose. And so I mean that's not.
There was an accident.
There's a big accident here.
It's not a big accident, is it? It's just a bloody white van, man.
Lots of. Hang on, no.
There you go.
But that's the. There's a helicopter. Right?
Someone's out. Well, they should have paid attention.
Yes, and not recorded podcasts.
No. Idiots. Well, on that note, we've had a good day out.
Yeah, very good.
Thanks for coming along, Burhan.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, we didn't have you, so don't say thanks for having me. So that's good. So look forward to our next podcast, where we'll be discussing presumably all of the new VR experience. My VR day out.
Your VR day out.
My gaff with everyone coming round.
I'm not.
No, you're not coming round?
I ain't got time off.
Miserable bastard.
No, I haven't got any more time off to take.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off.
Yeah.
Bye, folks.
Right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.